That will make your vocals sound way more tight.
Doesn't make any sense, but it works.
As long as it sounds nice, it just gives a weird but really nice vibe. Hello guys, welcome to our studio. Today we're going to have a look at our new tune, If It Ain't Love. We're going to break it down, and it's a tune that we created together with 4 strings and
Lagique.
Exactly.
Lagique.
Let's go.
If it ain't love, if it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee da dee dum dum?
First, let's just play the track, and then we will show you what we did and how we did it.
Red wine, take out our clothes on the floor, the weekend on the background. You find your way out when we get too close, and now I gotta know, I gotta know. I've been waiting for your heart. What's keeping us apart? I've been waiting long enough, so I gotta know. If it ain't love, if it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee da dee dum dum? If it ain't love, if it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee da dee dum dum dee da dee da dee dum? If it ain't love, if it ain't love, if it ain't love, leave me slow.
There we go. This is the track, and if you think I might know that sample, that is possible because 4 strings, Carlos, we made the track together with, is very famous for the track called Silmarillion, and that's the pan flute in the background that you hear. That's this.
Big classic from, I think, 2003 or 4.
So that's the track, and we made a whole new song out of it together with Lagique and Ariane, persons who we work together with a lot. So we went to the studio and we created a whole new song, new vocals, new melody, and kept the pan flute, which is this. Yeah. So let's talk about the whole track, and let's kick off with the most important parts of the track, and that would be the vocal, the basses, the kick, and some of the drums, but mostly the bass and the vocal, which probably is the most important part of the whole track. So let's kick off with the bass.
Yeah, cool. Let's open it up. We've got quite a lot of basses in here. We also tried a lot of basses. As you can see, a couple of those are turned off. We had different bass sounds. We had different midis. Created the tune. That was, I mean, it was really good, but we kind of got fed up with it way too soon. Yeah. So we decided to try some other stuff. Which led us towards these sounds. So we got Nexus bass in here. Always nice, getting a Saturn on it, giving it that presence edge. We got the other one. There's only attack in there. Sometimes that's just all you need. If you already have a really great bass. Besides that, make it sound like this together. Then there's a sub. Classic serum sub. We froze it. Let's unfreeze it real quick so we can show you what we did. In serum, it's really easy to create a really stable sub. Just get in your sub section here at the left side, if you follow where my mouse is right now, just get it to sine get it to the octave that makes sense, depending on your MIDI. Always give it a little bit of release. That's very important. Otherwise, Serum will start making clicks and noises that you don't want in your sub. Then the processing is really important. We got a L-Ray on here, really great compressor for bass. The Pro C by Fab Filter also on top of it. Our bass, always nice to make the bass pop out a little bit more at frequencies that you want it to pop out.
Actually, we most of the time we set it to 65 because it just sounds nice in our speakers. 65 is just, it works for us.
Yeah.
So, always depends on the key of the track, but for us most of the time 65 works.
Sometimes for shaping basses it can be nice. You try something else, but for a sub it's really clear what you want. From a sub you usually want the same thing.
Exactly. And then classic kick starting for sidechaining when the kick hits, so the signal won't interfere with your kick. Pretty standard. On top of the bass we have two things that are pretty important for the rest of the track. That is an organ, and on top of that we have a top synth called, I think it's both Nexus. This one only plays there. And together with the bass it sounds like.
Just told you about the process on how we start looking for sounds and for basses and for the right MIDI, the right notes that you're hitting. And with the organ sound from Nexus, we added that at some point because we thought the track was just getting a little too deep for what we wanted to do with that. And then an organ like that just made it that little bit more commercial that we were looking for. So we just added it on top. And it was a really natural and nice sounding blend of sounds.
So that works, and the processing of the organ is actually pretty simple. We use, again, a plugin that we use quite often from Universal Audio, Culture Vulture, very nice. Track Spacer, actually, it is a sidechaining plugin. And this one is actually, sometimes it works better to just get rid of the low frequencies and just leave the higher frequencies there to give that attack, and you will hear how it sounds together with the kick. So we leave the lower frequencies, or we leave the higher frequencies there to get it a little bit more in front of the mix, and the low end, of course, we've sidechained that around 300. We sidechain the low end on the kick, so it won't interfere, and then we have the rest of the high end popping out a little bit more. So works pretty well for synths like this, not for everything, but sometimes can be nice to have a different kind of sidechain in your mix. Then we have the vocal, which is pretty important as well. And on the vocals we have Lagique, and we work with him a lot. We did several tracks with him, Letters, Perfect, I Want It All. He's a great singer, very, very talented.
Absolutely.
He came to the studio, we recorded it, and then we processed everything. Sounds like this.
Red wine takeout, our clothes on the floor, the weekend on the background. You find your way out when we get too close, and now I gotta know. Hey, I've been waiting for your heart. Hey, what's keeping us apart? Hey, I've been If it ain't love, if it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee da dee dum dum? If it ain't love, if it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee dum dum dee da dee dum?
This is the whole vocal section, including the dubs and the harmonies. Let me check. This is the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus, and they have different processing. We use this one as kind of a preamp, which works nice, getting rid of the low end already before we hitting the compressor. Then, yeah, quite an industry standard, nice de-esser from Waves, which always works. Then we have serial compression, which is a very nice way to get your vocals super stable, and it's a nice way of compressing things. So we use the CLA 76 for this one. This one is really good, nice clean equalizer. We don't use the gate, actually it's on, but we don't use it. Some different equalizing, a little bit more high-end, mid-range, low-end also, a little bit more warmth. This one is very good. There we go. Then we have this one, Pro Q3, always works. So a little bit more compression, and to top it off, a Studer to create some tape harmonics, which are very nice for this vocal. So there we go. This is without.
Red wine take out, our clothes on the floor, the weekend on the background. You find your way out when we get too close, and now I gotta know, I gotta know.
And then we have some reverbs on a return. Let me check. That is Lexicon, super nice, and some delay by Brainworks.
Yeah, always works really well if you're working with return tracks or on your bus. Always cool to auto-tune your reverbs and your delays. You can do that with anything. If it's on synthesizers or whatever it is, but just auto-tuning that as well. Of course, the same keys and same settings. I mean, you can
Play around.
You can play around and turn up the retune speed a notch if you like. But that will make your vocals sound way more tight. If you also have the reverbs on your vocals, if used on a return channel, also have those.
So this is
auto-tune.
Sounds really, really cool.
You find your way out when we get too close, and now I gotta know, I gotta know.
Yeah, we use different processing for the dubs and the harmonies, obviously, because the dubs and the harmonies are really important to as a layer for the lead vocals, and you don't want to miss out on them, but you don't want them to really hit you hard in the center of the mix, like you don't want to like lose focus of the lead. So kind of small trick that we do is just get rid of obviously the lows, but also the really high frequency. So we have a nice filter that we use from the SSL E-channel strip, and get rid of everything above 7K, so you don't hear the S's and F's too much.
If it ain't love, why does your heart go
without.
bum bum dee da dee da dee dum dum? If it ain't love, if it ain't love, why
And that
does your
works
heart?
super nice.
If it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee dum dum? If it ain't love, if it ain't love,
So small
why
trick
does your heart?
works always very good. That's the vocal, and that including the bass sounds like this.
If it ain't love, why does your heart heart go bum bum dee da dee dum dum. It ain't love. Why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee dum dum? If it ain't love.
And we have a kick which sounds like this. And I think this is the high kick, this is the low kick. We put them in a group. We created a different kick underneath it. This is this one. And then we used some, 64, a little bit more, 62. But it works.
As long as it sounds nice.
Exactly. A little bit more high end on this one, which is also a very nice equalizer. Gives nice color to your, and sometimes nice warmth. I don't know, it's the processing of the plugin, but it works not always, but sometimes it works on your kick, but also on different instruments. Yeah. This one is good, and it's nothing super special that we did here. Yeah, but it works. This is the kick, and that including the bass, the sub, the organs, and the vocal is kind of the backbone of the whole track.
And the guitars.
And the guitars, yeah.
If it ain't love, why does your heart go bum bum dee da dee dum dum? If it ain't love.
Maybe dive into the guitars for just a really brief moment. It's also sonically an important part of the record. Got them frozen here. I think these are the ones that Lagique played. We have a couple. I think I played these ones myself actually. Just stacked quite a lot. It's really nice and sonically really satisfying in a tune, and makes it a little bit more pop than just the beats and the dance basses. Mess around with this one a little bit, I think. Sounds weird. It's our Fender Telecaster that we recorded and just pitched down, and it just gives a weird but really nice vibe.
Yeah,
Got it
cool.
on the intro now.
Red wine, take out our clothes on the floor.
These are the one I think Lagique, we recorded with him at the studio. We happen to have a crazy sounding guitar that you don't need to do that much processing on. Really kept it really plain. Just got some compression on it to tighten it up. Did some stuff for some character here from UAD again with Brainworks. EQing it a little bit, and we just wanted to keep it really plain. It's a pop song, didn't want to go too crazy with that. And I think taking that all together defines If It Ain't Love.
Yep. The flute is also quite an important thing in the whole track. Obviously it's a sample of Silmaria, so we had to use that, and it sounds like this. Thing is, with sampling stuff, you don't want to like overused in your new track, so it's kind of difficult to find the balance between how we're going to use that important part, like the most important part of that sample, like of that track that has been a big hit for almost 18 years. So we used the flute, actually the whole track, but then we created different parts where we pop it out, just slide more, made some gain rights, some filtering rights, and some reverb rights to just create different sections where we show the sample a little bit more. So in the first part of the drop it's less, because we had to make sure that the vocal is there, and it's the most important part there, and then after the chorus is finished and Lagique is singing more kind of in an ad-lib way, we thought it's cool to give space to the flute and pop it out a little bit more there, so you can hear that in the song.
If it ain't love, if it ain't love.
As you hear, it's quite easy over here. It's not very overwhelming.
When making music, it always helps if you realize, and here it is. So here we make the decision that we want people actually to hear the pamphlet really well. You should realize that you don't want your audience to be in doubt what to focus on. It should be clear, and that's how we make decisions like these. And I feel that in the first version we might have underused the flute a little bit. The second version we overused it, and the final version
is a balance.
It's a balance. It's a blend of everything. All right, that's it for now. Thank you for checking out this track breakdown. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that yet. And we'll see you next time with a new track breakdown.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.